Hey guys, this is ASMR Kitten. I received a request a few months ago to do an album review, and I never got around to it. So I decided that I would do that video today. It's going to be more or less a discussion versus a review, only because I'm a little biased in the album that I picked. And if you know me well enough, you probably already know who this is going to be about. I'll give you a few hints before I reveal who I'm discussing. I am probably gonna give you guys a few facts about the band too before I go and give you the full-on album discussion. So let's start off with the hints. If you know me well enough, you probably already know. So this band is from Chicago. They are my favorite band. They have released a new album this year, 2013. I've seen them 5 times. The 6th time I'm seeing them will be this Friday. And what else? Well, I'm just gonna give you guys those facts. So if you haven't guessed already, think a little bit harder, and if you have guessed, brownie points to you for knowing me really well or being a really good guesser. The band I'm going to be discussing today is Fall Out Boy. Everyone knows Fall Out Boy is my favorite band. They came into the scene, the Chicago hardcore underground scene, in 2001, and I've been listening to them for 10 years. It's a little weird to think that I've been listening to them since 2003, but I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. So let's discuss. As I said, their first album came out in 2001, I believe. This is all based on facts that I know off the top of my head, by the way. So their first album came out in 2001. It was titled Evening Out With Your Girlfriend. And in 2003, they had what is deemed their first studio album. It is called Take This to Your Grave. That is probably their most punk influenced album. A lot of people cannot really categorize Fall Out Boy into a certain genre because there are a lot of different definitions for the word punk. People will think of the 80s term monology, and then you'll hear people use it loosely to describe Fall Out Boy. So I'm going to categorize them as punk, pop rock, but like I said, you have to use that terminology loosely, because people will say, well, punk died and punk rock was only this time frame and yada yada yada. So it's easier to just say they're pop punk or punk rock or pop rock. It's, like I said, loosely based generalizing of the band right there. So their 4th studio album came out in 2005, and that was called From Under the Cork Tree. That was when they got their radio success with songs like Sugar We're Going Down, Dance Dance. 2007, they released Infinity on High. 2008, they released Fully Ado. And then in 2009, they went on an inevitable hiatus. Basically, they've just been touring, recording, and they needed a break. So a 3-year hiatus was established. But they did release a greatest hits record. And that record I have right here. It's called Believers Never Die. And like I said, they had a 2001 release, but it was if I may, it wasn't, they don't consider it their first studio album. Like, I don't know why, I never understood that. But it has a remastered version of a song almost 10 years later. You can see the track listing right here. I hope. The last song is called Growing Up, and Growing Up is the song that they remastered. Other songs include Dead on Arrival, Grand Theft Auto, Where Is Your Boy? Trying to think of ones you guys might know. Thanks for the Memories. They covered Michael Jackson's Beat It, and that song is featuring John Mayer. It's somewhere right around here. I don't really know exactly where. And then they have bonus tracks, which are From Now On, We Are Enemies, You'll Shoot Your Eye Out, which is a Christmas song, and Growing Up, the remastered version, their 2001 release. So, right here, they have the album artwork for their first studio album, Take This to Your Grave. And then they have another image of them grown up, mimicking that exact same first studio album shot. So that was their 2009 release. And then in 2013, February 4th, 2013, they announced their comeback. So, like I said, I know all of this off the top of my head. Is that weird that I know that date exactly? I think it is. So, their new album is called Save Rock and Roll. And a lot of people are like, Fall Out Boy's not rock and roll. Why are they saving rock and roll? They weren't trying to save rock and roll. They're trying to just save their rendition of rock and roll. It's kind of complicated. I read a couple articles about it. Regardless, so they announced on the February 4th a new tour, which was in the spring of 2013. I went and I met the lead singer twice in one night. It was awesome. Then they released the new single, which is called My Songs Know You Did in the Dark, Light 'Em Up. They announced the music video, and they announced the album, all before 8 a.m. on a Monday morning. It made my day. So, the first song on the album is called The Phoenix, and it's a very angsty sort of track. It starts off with violins, and it's very fast paced. And the first line in the song is, "Put on your war paint." So throughout the entire song, there's sort of references to war, as in the bridge has a part in the song that says, "The war is won before it's begun. Release the doves, surrender love." And there's a cool speaker effect. So if you listen intently with some earbuds or a headset, you will hear exactly what I'm talking about. They're singing in the background. We have the white flag, kind of going along with the war theme. And as I stated, it's very angsty. So you'll be listening to it, and the first line of the song is, "You are a brick tied to me that's dragging me down." The song overall is a very, very powerful song. It gets your adrenaline rushing, and it just makes you feel alive when I listen to it. definitely a favorite from the album. The second song was their first single called My Songs Know What You Did in the Dark, Light 'Em Up. And the NHL actually used this song in the Stanley Cup finals games, and I think the playoffs also. It was like the song for the for the NHL. So the song has a kind of R&B feel to it, and there's repetitive clapping in the beginning of it, and they have like various singers. I don't know if it's the band or who it is or whatever, but they're singing the word like "oh" over and over again. And the song's just overall really catchy, and it's not really what I expected to be their first single. It's not really what I expected at all from them, but it gets stuck in your damn head. The third song that I'm going to talk about on the album is called Alone Together, and this song, it kind of hits home for me personally. I don't know why. The first time I heard this song, it just sort of wafted a wave of emotions over me. So the first line of the song in the first verse is actually the chorus, and then it leads into the verse, and then it goes back to the chorus. So the first line of the song is, I don't know where you're going, but do you have room for one more troubled soul? I love that line. I think everyone in the world is a troubled soul, and we're all just searching for that other troubled soul to accompany us along our journey. So it starts off kind of soft, and the chorus is kind of mellow, if I may, and then it just explodes into the verse, and then it goes back into mellow, and then it explodes into the chorus, and then the bridge is very soft, very sort of mellow, but there's just these intricate explosions of sound throughout the entire track. The next song is called Where Did the Party Go? And I love the bass line. I'm a big bass line girl. I love a catchy bass line. And I really think that this bass line is like one of their best. A lot of people like the bass line in Dance Dance by Fall Out Boy. I love this bass line. So the introduction is sort of like collective singing between the whole band, and I would like to call it very chanty throughout the entire CD itself. They have a lot of different chants and anthems, sort of like music. This is the first album that they actually incorporated everybody in the band singing on, which is pretty cool in my opinion. I don't know how many of you actually really give a shit, but I think it's cool. It's really catchy because the bass line's just playing the entire time in the song, so if you listen intently, you'll only hear the bass line, but then if you listen to the lyrics, it's pretty cool. I think the lyrics are cute. It's basically saying, the chorus starts off, all the boys are smoking menthols, girls are getting back rubs. Then the second verse says, you and me are the difference between real love and the love on TV. So in actuality, it's a love song, but they kind of play it off as not really a love song. The next song is the fifth song on the album. It's called Just One Yesterday, and it's featuring the singer Foxes. This song starts off kind of dark. There's just a keyboard and Patrick Stump, the lead singer, singing. And my favorite line in the entire song is, anything you say can and will be used against you, so only say my name, it will be held against you. I just blows my mind, that line. The first time I heard it, I was astonished. So, continuing on, the singer Foxes has sort of an echo effect in the background. You'll hear her singing, but she's not the primary focus of the song, but you do hear her, especially, like I said, there's a lot of headphone effects and echo effects and speaker sort of effects if you listen intently. So, like I said, there's a lot of explosive sort of introductions to the instruments in the album, and when you listen to this song, it's, like I said, it's pretty quiet, and then the singer says or sings, if heaven, he goes like, if heaven's, wait, hold on, I think it's if heaven's grief brings hell's rain. So like it starts off just like if heaven, and then it just boom explodes into the instrumentals, and it says, if heaven's grief brings hell's rain, then I'd trade all my tomorrows for just one yesterday. Basically saying I'd give up every day from here on out just to relive the past. And I think everyone has experienced that in the past or even the present. They want to experience what they've already experienced, but they can't. And then we have the part where Foxes starts singing, and her part's very mellow, quiet. There's just a keyboard playing, and her part, like I said, her voice is stunning. I've never actually heard of her until I heard this song, and it's very quiet, like I said, and then there's a build up, and she holds this note while it goes back into the chorus, and it says, another favorite line from that song is, I want to teach you a lesson in the worst kind of ways. And like I said, I think everyone has experienced that, wanting to get revenge and to treat someone as poorly as they treated you. Number 6 is called The Mighty Fall. It's featuring Big Sean. It's a little different, to be honest with you. It's not my favorite, but it definitely grew on me. This song, you might laugh, but this song reminds me of The Nightmare Before Christmas, because they're saying the word na and a over and over and over again in the introduction. And it has like, I don't know how to describe it properly. I'm not really great with musical terminology, but it has a very, it's like not an auto-tune effect on it, but there's like a microphone effect that they did, and they altered his voice purposely. It sounds almost like it's staticky, but I can't quite describe it right, and it works. It sounds good with the song. Like I said, all of their songs are very explosive, and they burst into the choruses. So this song bursts right into the chorus, saying like, whoa, oh, oh, how the mighty fall. And then there's the Big Sean part, and his part's kind of silly, and like it's kind of cheesy, and the first time I heard it, I actually rolled my eyes. I was like, oh, typical. But it works. It says, the part of it goes, this is the part that I hate. Hell yeah, I'm a dick girl. I'm addicted to you. Most overused line ever musically. But it's still a catchy song. And it really works for that song, the Big Sean aspect of it. They've worked with rappers before. They've worked with Jay-Z. They've worked with Kanye West. They've worked with very, 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 very wide variety of musicians. So the next song, track 7, is called Missing You. And I would title this song an anthem for the brokenhearted. The first time I heard this song, it kind of took my breath away. So it starts off, don't panic, no, not yet. I know I'm the one you want to forget. I don't know, I like that line. It just stuck out the first time I heard it. And then it goes, cue all the love to leave my heart. It's time for me to fall apart. And I think lyrically, this is probably one of their strongest lyrical songs on the album. There's like a cool synthesizer in the background of the introduction, and I read in an interview, don't quote me, but the lead singer Patrick Stump had a solo career, and I think he wrote part of this song for his solo career, and he was saying it didn't feel right. So I think this was in Rolling Stone actually. So the bassist Pete once said this is a Fall Out Boy song, and they established it as a Fall Out Boy song. So like I said, lyrically I think this is their strongest song on the album. I'm going to discuss primarily the lyrics. And it goes, now you're gone, but I'll be okay. Skipping a line, maybe I'll burn a little brighter tonight. Let the fire breathe me back to life. And like I said, I think if you're going through a breakup or you lost a friend or something like that, this song just hits home. So the chorus is lyrically insane. It says, sometimes before it gets better, the darkness gets bigger. The person that you take a bullet for is the one behind the trigger. That line, just the first time I heard it, I don't even know why. I was in a really great place when I heard that, like really great place in my life the first time I heard this song, and I was like, oh my god, it's painful, and it's just very relatable because it's true. Before it gets better, the darkness always gets bigger, which leads me to my next point. That's why the tattoo I'm getting is similar to that. It's always saying like it gets better, it's dark, and then the sun comes out, essentially. It's very chanty, and towards the end, it's like I said, most of their tracks are like an anthem. The next song is called Death Valley. This is a sing-along song, something you can tap your head to, you bang your head to, you tap your toes to. God, I can't speak. So the vocal range in this song is, wow, it's incredible. He starts singing off like normally, and then he kind of breaks off into these like high pitches, and I don't know, just overall that song really demonstrates the character of the lead singer Patrick. And my favorite part of this entire freaking song is a dubstep breakdown. I cannot believe it. First time I heard it, I was like, what is this? And they have this really cool dubstep breakdown in between the bridge. My favorite thing is they did it live, and they had like a backing track of the breakdown, but the lead singer was still singing along to it, so he's like throwing his vocals to match like the dubstep breakdown, and like the entire crowd was going crazy. And then they have that breakdown, and everyone just starts like swaying slowly to the song. It was awesome. The next song is called Young Volcanoes. It's track number 9. This is definitely every couple's song. It's adorable. It's really slow, and I believe it's played on a ukulele. When I saw it live, they played it acoustic. It's definitely like a summer song that you listen to with your windows rolled down and your hair blowing in the wind. It's adorable. I don't really want to talk about this song too much, personal reasons, but the song's basically saying like, let's take this idea and run with it, and we'll see what happens. So it says, make it easy, say I never mattered, run it up the flagpole. We will teach you how to make boys next door out of assholes. I love that line. I think it's so silly. So the next song is called Rat-a-Tat. and it's featuring Courtney Love. In October 2012, Pete Wentz tweeted the lyrics to this song, and everyone was like, okay, you're crazy. But no one knew that it was actually lyrics. So Courtney Love has the introduction, and it's very fast-paced, very, very fast-paced. I want to run to this song every time I hear it. It's dangerous driving to this song. And it's kind of angsty, and to be honest, it's pretty bitchy. Like, it's like a head bitch in charge kind of introduction. So the first line in the song is, "Are you ready for another bad poem?" And then it just breaks into this really catchy toe tapper sort of song. Headbanger, sing-along sort of. I love the chorus. It says, to get on St. Peter's list, you need to lower your standards because it's never getting any better than this. Then you have Courtney Love, like, in between the verses and everything. But then she has her own part at the bridge. And her part at the bridge really grew on me at first. I didn't like it. But like I said, it's sassy, it's bitchy, and there's really cool speaker effects, like I said. And it's just explosive in your ears. The last song on the album is called Save Rock and Roll, and it is featuring the one and only Elton John. I'm telling you, Fall Out Boy has worked with a very wide variety of musicians in their lifetime. So it starts off very slow. It's on the piano. My favorite part about this song is in the beginning, you hear the words, "Until your breathing stops, until your breathing stops, until your breathing stops, forever, forever." Well, on their 2003 release, Take This to Your Grave, they have a song called Chicago Is So 2 Years Ago. And the bridge is featuring the lead singer of Motion City Soundtrack. And they're singing, "You want apologies, girl, you might hold your breath until your breathing stops forever." So Fall Out Boy sampled their own record of 10 years, sampled it and used it in their song. So once again, this is another song that's lyrically insane. And I would argue it is like Fall Out Boy's anthem to themselves. The first line is, "I need more dreams and less life." Like, just let that soak in for a second. I need more dreams and less life. That line just gets me. Maybe I'm crazy. My other favorite line in that song is, "I cry tears you never see, so fuck you, you can go cry me an ocean and leave me be." I love that. Once again, another line, one-liner that I love. "You are what you love, not who loves you." Which I think is a lyric that everyone needs, because there's at one point in everyone's life you're gonna feel hopeless and worthless, and you're like, I love this person, and blah blah bullshit later. You are what you love, and you're not who loves you. Just because someone doesn't love you doesn't make you any less of a person. So the Elton John part of this song is really cool because he's singing about Fall Out Boy, and it says, blood brothers, an oath of silence for the voice of a generation." And once again, Fall Out Boy sampled themselves. They sample their song "Sugar We're Going Down," which is track 4. And they sample the word sugar, they're just like going down swinging. So you'll be listening to it, and it says, "I will defend the faith going down swinging." Holy crap. I love it. And the song is about their hiatus and like their comeback and all that fun stuff. My favorite part though is the bridge. Elton John sings the "You are what you love, not who loves you" line. "In a world full of the word yes, I'm here to scream." And then the lead singer Patrick takes over and says "no," And then they have a chant towards the end of the song, and the end of the song says, "Oh no, we won't go because we don't know when to quit. Oh, oh." I love that. They're saying for the last like minute and a half of that song, like, we're not done yet. We're still a band. And I love it. So that's the album review / discussion. I know a lot of you probably don't care for Fall Out Boy and care about Fall Out Boy. But hey, I filled the request. They didn't say a specific album. I chose it. So have a wonderful rest of your night, guys. And from my heart to yours, I'll see you in the next video.